Hello and welcome back. Today I am sharing with you two super easy sheet pan style recipes for fall that are budget friendly and are delightful, and the whole family will love it. So let's go ahead and get started. So our first recipe is a chicken and rice casserole that uses minimal ingredients, such as just broth, rice, lemon juice, butter, garlic, onion, and my secret fall ingredient here is goat cheese. For this recipe, we are using drumsticks. I really enjoy using drumsticks on occasion because they are so cost effective and flavorful and provides a nice variety of vitamins and minerals. So you'll want to clean up your chicken and cut up a lemon. This recipe works best if you can marinate the chicken for at least 30 minutes, so you can definitely do this while you put together the rest of the ingredients. And we are going to keep our seasoning very simple and just using oregano, onion powder, salt, and of course the lemon juice. So once you mix your ingredients in your Ziploc bag, you want to marinate that well and then just kind of set that to the side while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. One thing I'm not adding on here is any oil. I try to limit the use of oil when cooking dark meat because it is higher in fat already, so there is no need, to add additional oil. So next, you'll want to chop up some onions. I am only using a quarter of a larger onion here, but you can adjust to your taste. And I forgot to mention that I am already preheating the oven at 350 degrees. So what we want to do is chop up the onion, and we're going to cook that in the butter for about 5 minutes so that we can start kind of incorporating all those delicious flavors together. Next, we'll want to start cooking our drumsticks. These are going to take a little bit longer than the rice, so we want to go ahead and get those started. So I am using the same pan, so then that way I don't have to clean up more dishes, but I went ahead and cooked those for 15 minutes, and I'm just putting them to the side. We obviously know that they're not fully cooked through yet, but they will continue to cook with the rice and the broth for the rest of the recipe. So we'll want to incorporate everything back. So we're putting back our onion with the butter. We're going to add a few garlic cloves in there, and we're going to add a cup of rice. I am using 2 servings that I have from like a HelloFresh pack. So these are half a cup each. So together it's a cup of rice. So for every cup of rice that you're using, you'll want to use 2 cups of broth. So the broth that I had at home was beef, but you can use chicken. Sometimes I prefer to kind of mix up the beef and chicken broths just because it changes up the flavor a little bit, but you'll want to sprinkle a little bit more of that lemon juice with your rice in there as well. And then you'll want to mix everything together and put your chicken back on, and we'll let that cook for another 40 to 45 minutes at 350 degrees. You basically just want to make sure that your rice is cooked through and that your chicken obviously is cooked through as well. Now, I know I mentioned using goat cheese, so obviously if you do not like goat cheese, you do not have to include it, but I think that it added such an extra dimension of flavor to this dish, and it made it so much creamier and cozy. And I'll tell you right now, this whole thing was gone. Everybody loved it, and they totally wanted me to make it again. So if you do happen to have goat cheese, you can definitely use that. I'm not quite sure what other substitute you use for it. If you have any recommendations for me, let me know. But this combination came out amazing. And here I'm just adding a little bit of extra salt for the rice, and off to the oven it goes. And here's a look of how it came out. I went ahead and put a few pistachios on the top just to add a little bit of crunchiness, but the rice was super creamy, the chicken was delicious, and like I said, everybody loved this. So I would say that you can pair this with a simple salad with just like a nice vinaigrette so that the flavors of the vinegar kind of mix with the creaminess. And then on the side, I just made a simple little yogurt dip for it. But let me know in the comments if you end up trying this, if you changed any ingredients. I hope that you enjoy it as much as we did. Up next is another super simple fall-friendly recipe that takes no time to put together, and we are basically using green beans, butternut squash, sausage, and this Buffalo Ranch, Primal Kitchen Buffalo Ranch dip, which I am obsessed with. It is so good. So let's go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And what we'll want to do is just kind of chop up everything into smaller bite-sized pieces. You saw that I already purchased chopped up butternut squash. It ended up being a better price at the store, and I have to go through the hassle of cutting it up. But we want to chop up our sausage in different pieces. And here you can see me that my cutting board was just moving too much, so I had to add a towel underneath so that it would stop moving. But that's about the size that you want it to be, maybe about like an inch, half an inch in thickness. And you'll want to set that to the side and start assembling your meal. Now, this is an ingredient that you can omit, but I basically had a couple of strips of bacon in the fridge that I wanted to use up. So I just cut it up and I am laying it on top of the veggies. And if you notice, I didn't use any oil also on the pan because while the bacon is cooking, is going to drip all those amazing fats and oils and flavor into the food. So that's why I'm kind of coating it on the top. And then you'll want to layer your sausage as well and go ahead and bake that until all the veggies are, obviously the bacon's cooked through, but all the veggies as well. For the seasonings here, we're keeping it very simple, using some salt, some herbs de Provence, however you say that, and my smoked paprika. This just adds that extra dimension of flavor to the dish. putting bow tie pasta on the side because I know that the kids won't eat all the veggies in here, but they'll pick at the sausages and things like that. But I'm coating everything with some cheese. Again, just kind of using up, the idea for this meal was just kind of using up a lot of the things that I had at home that were already open. So this Buffalo Ranch cream goodness is amazing. If you find it at the store, definitely buy it. I've put it on everything basically lately, like wraps for lunch, chips, all the things. But here's the look of how that dish came out. I only use the sauce on half of the pan so that the girls can eat from the other half, but it was delicious. I am so excited that you guys are here, and I hope that this gives you some ideas for some quick meals that you can make that maybe are a little bit different than what you're used to, and I hope that your family loves it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye.